Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to do something incredibly liberating today. We're going to completely dismantle literally everything you thought you knew about making money. We are pushing right past the myths, the rumors, and all that societal conditioning, and we're replacing the whole shebang with cold, hard facts. We're talking about a powerful, mathematical new paradigm for building wealth. So get ready, because we're about to fundamentally shift how you view your time, your career, and your true potential. Have you ever looked at your life and asked yourself this exact question? I mean, you did everything you were supposed to do, right? You studied hard, got the degree, landed a decent job. Yet you look around and your living expenses are just ridiculously high. And maybe you've got this mountain of student debt constantly hanging over your head. Getting rich can honestly feel like a distant, totally impossible dream. And when you see billionaires, especially the ones who made it super young, it's incredibly frustrating. It's so easy to just write it off and think, well, they just got lucky, or they were born into it, or maybe they just cheated the system. It is so easy to conclude that the game is just permanently rigged against you from day one. Section 1, the rigged game illusion. Okay, let's dive into this and confront that illusion head on. Because the truth is, most of what we think about money comes from our upbringing. Plus, Hollywood has a really long habit of stereotyping the wealthy as inherently evil or deeply entitled. But check out this massive report by WealthX. They looked at the world's ultra-wealthy, people with a net worth over $30 million. And the findings completely shatter that stereotype. 68% of them are entirely self-made. That's huge. We're talking about people like Warren Buffett, Howard Schultz, Oprah, and Elon Musk. They weren't born with a golden ticket. They started from scratch. So what exactly did they know that we don't? Section 2, the time for money trap. To figure out their secret, we have to unlearn some things first. And it starts with this fundamentally broken formula that has been drilled into our heads since grade school. It's the two-dimensional wealth equation, which basically says money equals the salary earned from a job. Our entire traditional education system basically funnels down to this one idea. But there is a massive structural flaw here. By tying your income directly to a salary, you are tying your wealth to your most precious, absolutely finite resource, your time. And once your time is spent, there is literally no way to get it back. Let's put this into perspective and see what relying on that finite resource actually looks like. 24 years. If you earn $20 an hour and you work a standard 40-hour week, it will take you nearly 24 years of continuous labor just to reach $1 million. And actually, scratch that. That's if you literally never spend a single dime. No rent, no food, nothing. That's just the raw, brutal math of trading your hours for a set dollar amount. But we all know reality is much harsher than that raw math, right? Over those 24 years, you aren't keeping that full million, not even close. Taxes take a massive chunk right off the top. Then, life happens. Rent, groceries, emergencies, draining it even further. And let's not forget inflation, the silent wealth killer, making whatever money you do have left less and less valuable every single year. You end up trading the absolute best years of your youth away, pinching pennies, and for sure, you still don't achieve true financial freedom at the end of it. So, let's just pause for a second. Really let that devastating math sink in. If the absolute best-case scenario of working a standard job takes decades and gets heavily eroded by taxes and inflation, how do these self-made folks achieve immense wealth at such young ages? If jobs simply cannot get you there, what is the secret path? Which brings us to Section 3, the true wealth equation. And this brilliantly illustrates the dramatic shift in perspective we need. If you want exceptional results, you have to stop chasing money directly. On the left, we have that dead-end time for money trap. But on the right, this is the new paradigm. The equation the ultra-wealthy actually use. Wealth equals problem-solving plus scale. In a capitalist system, you are not paid based on how hard you sweat. You are paid in strict proportion to your perceived value in the market. The market, which is just consumers, you, me, everybody, dictates that value. Let's break down how this perceived value actually works. Think about a commercial cleaner versus an accountant. The cleaner works incredibly hard, physically exhausting themselves day in and day out. The accountant just sits at a desk all day. Yet the accountant is paid drastically more. Why? Because capitalism runs on math, not morality. The market perceives the cleaner as easy to replace. The accountant, on the other hand, spent years learning highly specialized, complex skills that save clients thousands of dollars in taxes. High demand and difficult to replace skills, they will always command a massive premium over just sheer physical labor.
Section 4, chase problems, not money. This is where it gets really actionable.
So the crucial point is, to drastically increase your perceived value, you have to fundamentally change what you're actively searching for. Stop looking for money. The almost paradoxical truth is this: if you want money, you need to solve problems. It's that simple. Solve a $1 million problem, you'll make millions. Think of companies like Amazon. Jeff Bezos essentially solved a $1 billion inconvenience, the massive hassle of driving to stores, finding items, and lugging them home. He provided a faster, more convenient solution, and the market threw billions of dollars at him for it.
Now, I hear you. You might be thinking, well, I don't know how to code the next Facebook or build the next Amazon. But don't fall back into that old trap. Look at this roadmap. You don't need a massive tech background. Step 1 is incredibly simple. Just listen. What are your friends complaining about? What frustrates your coworkers? What is just super inconvenient in daily life? You start by finding a problem worth solving, and then you just begin building a solution around it.
Section 5, the power of infinite scale. Finding the solution is only half the battle. Let's move to and see how this builds. To get to extreme wealth, you have to escape the constraints of time and physical location. Imagine you're a yoga teacher. If you charge $100 an hour for a local class, you're definitely solving a problem, but you have zero scale. You've basically just created another job for yourself disguised as a business. You are still bound by the hours in a day, but if you record an online yoga course that anyone in the world can access 24/7, boom. You build it once and you can sell it infinitely. Software, online courses, digital media, they all let you scale infinitely without crazy overhead.
And when you combine a great solution with infinite scale and some solid automation, you hit the holy grail, the liquidation event. This is when your automated business lets you cash in massively. Look at these historical examples. Instagram acquired by Facebook for $1 billion. PayPal sold to eBay for $1.5 billion. When PayPal sold, Elon Musk pocketed a cool $165 million straight into his pocket. There is no way you're getting that kind of explosive payout from an hourly wage.
Section 6, freedom is the final goal. Okay, let's bring this all back down to earth and focus on you. Because for most of us, the end goal was never actually just hoarding money. Money is literally just paper or numbers on a digital screen. The true meaning of wealth is what those numbers actually do for you and your family. It's paying off your parents' mortgage. It's traveling the world without having to beg a boss for time off. It's the total elimination of that gut-wrenching financial anxiety when a surprise bill shows up. Fundamentally, it's about absolute freedom, reclaiming your time so you never have to sacrifice your dreams just to keep the lights on. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the profound philosophy behind it, which is heavily inspired by author MJ DeMarco. The whole idea is that engaging in a meaningful struggle, the struggle to identify and actually solve real market problems, is the only sustainable path to financial liberty. If you want a life where money isn't a constant source of stress, solving scalable problems has to become your absolute obsession. Which leaves us with one final vital question for you. The clock is literally always ticking. Time is the one resource you can never, ever get back. So are you content letting your precious hours just slip away through that broken, old equation of trading time for a paycheck? Or are you ready to go out there, look for problems, build solutions, and permanently change how you leverage your time? The true equation to wealth is waiting for you. Go chase a problem today.